see. Hi guys, so I had to switch from StreamYard to the main Photoshop. Did I even say Photoshop? The main YouTube app, because the app was really lagging in StreamYard. I don't know why. My connection here too has been very poor. So I just quickly had to switch to the main YouTube app. I hope you guys are still here though. I think I may have to adjust my lighting. Is anyone here? Okay, someone just joined. We just joined. Let's see. Okay. I see someone just joined. You're welcome. Please, if you are here, drop a fire emoji. Let's get started quickly. If you can hear me, if you can see me, drop a fire emoji. Okay, Programmer Richie, you are welcome. Saying that I love graphic designing and at the same time I am learning Java. All right, that's interesting. Those two are some cool things to do. When I was in school, I was also learning Java, but it's been a while since I kind of programmed. So yeah, Richie, it's a great thing. If you can put the two together, you can do some amazing stuff. You are welcome. Let's hope the others will join. I think a couple of people joined from the other live, but then StreamYard decided to give up on me in the middle of the way. I was just testing it to make sure that if it will be good enough for us to be doing the live on. I'm still trying to find a very proper avenue for us to do the live so that we can be learning almost every week. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, very recently I posted on the community tab that I'll be going live at least once every week so that we can discuss Photoshop topics, we can practice live together. I'll invite some of you on the live stream so that you share your stories and then your progress that you are making in Photoshop as well. But I haven't really found a very suitable way to come up with a live. So I recently decided to try StreamYard, which I was trying just this evening before the network decided to give up on me and everything seemed not to be working. So I'll still be testing other softwares, other programs, and see the one that would be best fit for our lessons. Okay, so Programmer Richie, combining the two always make me stressed, and I find it difficult to choose. Is there any learning techniques, sir? Okay, so one best advice that I can give to you is focus on one, and then you can bring the other one later. Because if you decide to look through a bottle with the two eyes, both your eyes, you're going to really find it difficult. And it's quite similar to deciding to learn two things at the same time. You're going to really find it difficult. So you may decide to focus on one, master on one, give all your attention to one, and later on, when you've mastered that one, you can then come back to the other one and start practicing. I'll be get a scenario that I gave. Paul Watson, do you have a WhatsApp channel? Yes, I have a WhatsApp group. I have a WhatsApp group that there are a couple of my students on there. I have a WhatsApp group that there are a couple of people there. Sometimes we discuss ideas, we learn together. If you make or if you design something too, you can post it in the group and then we can give you feedbacks so that we all can learn together. Yeah, so if you are interested in joining the WhatsApp group, kindly hit me up on all my social media, Sir_innocent, either Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok, or Facebook. Or if you search for Innocent K. Boateng, you're going to find me on there. DM, and then I'll send you the link to join. If you are here but you are not in the comment section, you are welcome. So this is going to be just a very short live. I'm going to discuss a couple of things that we are going to do on the channel. Some new things that we are going to do on the channel and a couple of stuff. And if you have any question to leave it in the comments, I'm going to answer that. Ahinsko Solutech, I want one-on-one training, sir, and want to join the WhatsApp group as well. Ahinsko, so kindly hit me up on all social media handles, okay? At Sir_innocent, Sir_innocent, and then I'm going to give you a link to join the WhatsApp group. For one-on-one training, you hit me up. You'll see what to do about that, because honestly, these days, the time schedules are very tight. But then you just hit me up and then we can see what to do next. Let me see if I'm still live. Oh, okay, I am. Okay, my biggest problem is finding the best fonts for designs I do. Paul Watson, I think we've done a couple. Whether you know the name of the font or if you are generally just searching for font, okay? So the video is live on the channel, but then I can give you a couple of sites that you can download fonts, free, beautiful fonts for your project. Number one is going to be dafont.com, okay? So dafont.com provides you with different types of fonts. There are so many of them, thousands of fonts that you can download and use for free. There is also a font called Font Squirrel. Font Squirrel also gives you different fonts for you to use. Okay. And then there is another one, Google Font. There is Google Font too. Adobe has fonts as well. In fact, if you search for download free font download on Google, you're going to get a ton of websites that you can download free fonts. Okay. So I believe you can also get inspiration and ideas from other designers. Okay. So if you go to Pinterest, for instance, you see a design, there are instances where in that design the person has listed the fonts that they used. So you can also, or if they've not listed it, you can comment on it and then you can ask them which font they use for that particular design. And I believe many people will respond to you, and then you can use that, or you can go and download those fonts and start using it in your designs. The best thing I could say right now is that you have to keep doing try and error. You have to keep testing the waters. Okay. So if you find a font that looks good, you try it on your design. If it works, that is fine. If it doesn't, you can move on to another font and keep testing until you find probably a much better one. I hope that made sense though. All right, Ahinsko Solitech. My question for you tonight is, say, I can watch YouTube videos, follow step by step, and design anything they do your channel to be precise. My question is, how can you come up with your own design? All right, that is a very interesting question, and I'm even planning on making a full dedicated video on that. Now, first off, understand that coming up with your own concept has to be one of the most difficult things that every creative faces. Don't let nobody lie to you, even at this stage, or if you ask some of the big guys in the industry, upon all the heights that they've reached, they sometimes find it very difficult to come up with the ideas. So you are not in this alone. But then that is why there is something called inspiration. Okay. In fact, if you read a book called Still Like an Artist, you'd realize that the author keep mentioning that there is nothing new under the sun. The church flyer that you want to design, the convention flyer, the music flyer, the cover art that you want to design, other people have designed similar ones before. Other people have made different ones before. You are now coming. Now, what you need to do is you need to find inspiration. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that go and copy other people's design or go and steal other people's design and redesign it as your own. That's not what I'm trying to say. But then what I'm trying to say is that if you search for church flyer designs, okay, you are going to get a whole lot of designs, like a whole lot of them, or a different type of designs on church flyer designs. Okay. Now what you can do is you are going to take a look at them, and then you are going to compare and contrast. Okay. So you are going to compare the different type of flyers that you find. So let me flip this. All right. So now you search for church flyer design. Okay. Now you see different type of flyers over here. Mind you, because we did a very general search, okay, you are going to just find random search. But if you want to make it specific, you can say, let's say, praise church flyer design. You realize that by doing this, your design or your search is more specific. Okay, now let's go to the images over here. Now, when I'm designing, sometimes the first thing that I do is I just do a random quick search on Google like this, okay? So you can just do a random quick search and find inspirations. Okay. And sometimes too, I'll go to Pinterest and then do the same search over there. Now, what this is going to guide you is that you can say, okay, let me choose poster my wall. So you can say that, okay, I'm going to try to structure my design to look like this. Okay, I'm not necessarily going to design my flyer like this, but then I'm going to pick the structure from this design. That means that the structure where Prince came here, we are talking about the fact that you structure your design, you organize your design so that you know exactly what you're doing. Okay. Now, after you've done that, so if you pick, say, you want the structure of your design to be like this, then you can select, say, another design, and you would be inspired by the colors. Okay, so you are picking and stealing someone's design. If you just pick the whole of this design, redesign it as yours, that is totally theft. Like, you've literally stolen the design. Okay, but then if you compare different designs, pick structure, colors, fonts, arrangement, and all from different designs and put them together, you then come up with your own. This is definitely going to, you have to do this for quite some time. Like, you have to do it sometime over and over again before you get the idea. Okay, but then again, one thing you don't want to skip is practicing. So practice, practice, practice. That is the only way you are going to get better at this. I don't know any other way to get you better at this. But then Programmer Richie, Photoshop, CorelDRAW, Illustrator, Affinity Design, as a graphic designer, need all of this. No, you don't really need all of this. Okay. I personally don't really know how to use CorelDRAW. I can use it for a couple of things, but as I speak to you now, I don't even have it on my laptop. You don't necessarily have or need to have all of this. It will only depend on what you're doing. For instance, if you are more into logo creation, if you create a lot of logos and all, then you need to get Illustrator. Okay, if you are doing more of flyers, banners, picture, and those stuff, then you go for Photoshop. If you are doing more of raster or Vectorworks, sorry, if you are doing more of Vectorworks, then CorelDRAW is your friend. So you don't necessarily have to have all of them. Okay, it depends on your preference. For instance, I can mostly use Photoshop for almost anything, except that some things are not meant to be used, or some things are not, you are not supposed to use Photoshop for a couple of designs. But then I can literally use Photoshop for everything. So in that case, I don't necessarily need everything. But if you are also able to learn all of them, or at least most of them, it's to your own advantage. Because if you are going to look for a work as a graphic designer in some of these big companies, or let's say if you are even working for individuals, they may want to know your expertise. You may not, even if you have an idea in only Photoshop, you may not stand a chance of getting the job. Okay, so learning all of them comes with an advantage, but the point is that you don't necessarily have to have all of them. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I see creating 3D test is very difficult. It's not really difficult if you take your time to really do a couple of try and errors. You can get some awesome 3D test. Okay, and if you want to create some amazing, stunning 3D test of 3D test, you may also want to try Cinema 4D. It's a great application or a great software for creating 3D as compared to like other softwares, or as compared to Photoshop. Okay, Rashi Gali, following from Liberia, may I use this opportunity or this medium to express my gratitude for always putting forth your best and sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you very much, Rashi. Thank you also for constantly supporting the channel and then watching all of the videos. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Esther, um, that means that it's currently 8 p.m. It's currently 8:54 p.m. and I'm in Kumasi. I'm not in Accra. So it's 8:54. But we share the same time zone. So it's currently 8:55 in Accra as well. In Kumasi and in Accra as well. Yeah. Which which side are you watching from? Which country are you watching from? If you're in Ghana, which city, town, community are you working from? Let me see that in the comment section, and then we can continue. Where are you watching from? Let me see. Okay, so watching from Bema Camp, Accra. Okay, Programmer Richie. In Ghana, Western North, Sefi. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. Paul, thank you so much for watching. And Kingsley is watching from Nigeria. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. She's in here. Huge shout outs to you all, and thank you so much for supporting. Now, before I move on, let me quickly pass on this announcement. So this channel currently supports membership. Okay. So what we are basically going to do is we want to do more. Okay, so we want to do more in the second half of the year on this channel. So one thing that I just introduced on the channel is called memberships and super chats. Super chats is basically a way of saying thank you for all the tutorials and the videos and everything that we've been doing on the channel here. And if you want to join the membership too, you can join. I'm going to set up the membership badges. Okay, so it is going to start up from different badges, different amounts. Okay, so let's say you want to support the channel with $1 every single month, you can do that. The idea basically is for us to raise enough to, some of these streaming platforms like StreamYard, you can use it for free, but sometimes you also have to purchase it, set up like a very correct streaming kind of thing, okay, so that we can use it for learning. Because honestly, talking to you like this alone won't be enough. We need to go to the PC, share the screen, and do a lot of things. Okay, so that is why we are starting up the super chats and then the memberships. So if you are really interested, this is not going to be by force. And yes, please, this is not going to be by force. But then if you are really interested and you want to support the channel, you can join the memberships, or if you are watching the live, you can support with super chats, and that will be really helpful as it will go a long way for us to get a lot of things that we want to get for the setup and the live, and then you can do a lot more of learning. Now let me get back to answering your questions. So Esther is saying that my question is, I always save my work which I've created from Photoshop, but when it comes to open it again, when I come to open it again, it goes to Photopea. So I think you actually design in Photopea, and then do you have the Photoshop software on your laptop? Esther, if you are here, you can give me your feedback, as it will go a long way to help answer your question. Now, if you've not downloaded the Photoshop app, I think the lighting is too. You don't have the Photoshop app, you need to get it. Let me try to adjust my lighting. Let me get your feedback in the comments so that I can really assist you to answer your question. Okay. So guys, we have about 10 more minutes to go. If you have questions, drop it in the chat, and then I'm going to answer them. And Paul, yes, I'll check my Instagram right after here, and then I'll send you the link to join the WhatsApp group. Guys, if you have any questions, drop it. We have all right, agency Numbu. Now, getting clients can be one difficult thing to do, honestly. But then again, it all boils down to the basics. You just need to go back from the basics. So first off, you need to practice, practice, practice. Okay. You need to practice enough and do a couple of free works. Try out with your family, your friends, try out random designs and make sure that you have your feet on the ground, like you are standing firmly. Because you realize that people these days would want to get enough value for their money. And if you are just starting out, just like most of us, almost all of us have been in that period before, you won't just go and throw money to someone who is just starting out at something. Okay, so first off, you need to just keep practicing, learning, and getting better. Now, point number two, you need to share the works that you do. When you are practicing, share it. When you are doing free stuff, free designs for people, share it. This is a way to get more feedback for you to be a better person. If you design and you feel like it is too nice, or it is so nice, or it is not nice, so you are keeping it on your laptop, you are keeping it on your phone, apparently you are just the person who gave yourself accolade, or you just condemned yourself. No external party came in to say that, oh Charlie, this is very good, you need to keep it up. Oh, you could have done better, you need to keep. All these things are ways to get ideas, or all these things are ways to get better. Okay, so after you start practicing, you need to start sharing your works, because that is when you are going to get feedbacks, and the feedbacks is going to help you to grow. Now, after you've done that, you need to reach out to people through different mediums. Okay, sometimes it can even be sending cold messages, cold emails. Okay, you you see someone post that, I need. That is why I'm saying it's very important for you to share your works, because if you reach out to someone and say I can do your flyers for you, and the person comes to your page and they don't see anything that indicates that you can do flyers, I mean, no one is going to hire such a person. Okay, so as you share your designs, then you engage with your potential client, and then you reach out to people as well. But the most important thing of all, you just need to keep learning and getting better, because I made a post on my WhatsApp today that you don't really need to chase, you need to attract. So the more you get better, the more you learn, the more you better yourself, you'd realize that you'll be attracting the right people, the clients to yourself. I hope that makes sense. All right, so there are other questions I need to attend to. Yes, I do have Photoshop 2021, but when it comes to open the work which I have saved, it comes to Photopea. So I think you've set your default opening of Photoshop or PSD files to Photopea. So what you need to do is, the next time you're going to open your project, right click on it and go to open with. Okay, so at the open with, you select Photoshop, and then you click on the option that says that open all files or similar files like this with the software or the app that you've chosen. So I believe you've set your default opening thing to, or opening files to, Photopea. That is why it is doing that. So do the approach that I just talked about, and let's see how it goes. Programmer Richie, my problem is backgrounds, setting up the perfect backgrounds. So Richie, there's nothing like perfect backgrounds. Okay, like I keep saying, it is all try and errors, and it is all based on getting inspiration. If I ask you to design a church flyer right away, and then you just go and sit by your PC and start doing it, you are basically just going to be confused. That is how it works. Okay, So first, you need to research. You need to get samples. You need to take a look at other people's works so that it would inform you to make a very proper and well-informed would be the very best. Okay, so there's a video on that as well. RGB versus CMYK. Okay, so basically RGB is for screens. So anything that is going on screen, internet, RGB. If you are going to do print, use CMYK. So can you explain design hierarchy trial? Okay. All right. So Programmarici, these are called design principles. Okay. So I just wanted to show you over here. Since I didn't come basically to explain all of them, I just want to give you just some fair idea of what each of them are. There are so many of them. Okay. So the first one that you talked about is contrast. So over here it says that contrast is refers to how different elements are in design, making them more easily discernible from one another. So basically, when you talk about contrast, okay, you have, so the example is right over here. You can see the color here, and you can see the inner color too. Okay, so you have two different colors, or if you look at this in general, you have three different colors, and the three different colors is creating what is called, yeah, we are back. The internet is really stressing me out here. I think I may have to get back hopefully very soon. So, Programmarici, what I was trying to say is that contrast is basically creating. So, if I look at your design, it doesn't have to be one way. It doesn't have to be one color. Okay, so you can use colors to create contrast. You can use font to create contrast. You can use shapes to. So it does. Guys, the internet is not really helping. God. Okay, so contrast, as I was explaining, I think next week we are going to talk about it's like. Thank you. So someone is asking, what is Photopia? Oh, Photopia is just a software like Photoshop. It has quite similar features like Photoshop. The interface also almost looks like Photoshop. So you can Google that and try it out. It's fun. I've used it on different times. It's really fun. I'm going to make a tutorial on that. Please, are there any rules in selecting colors? Yes, there are so many rules in selecting colors, but then the basic of it all is that you should know the meaning of the color you are using for a specific design. For instance, if you are designing for children, you don't need to use certain colors. So the best thing for you to do is read into the meanings of colors and know each one of them that you're supposed to use. For instance, if I mention the color black right now or red, what will come to your mind? You see, something came to your mind. You attributed black or red to something, okay? And that is it. You need to know, if you mention yellow, what's the meaning behind the color yellow? What is the meaning behind the color white, black, brown, and all those things? If you are able to read into these colors, if you are able to know the meaning of these colors, you'll be able to apply it on different designs and different cases. I hope that makes sense. And always don't forget that there is something called the dominant color, which is the main color that you are going to use. There is a complementary color, which is a color that you attach to the dominant color to create what is known as a contrast, or to make the design not one way. And sometimes you can also add accent colors, which are like colors that you can use for call to actions or other information like telephone, location, and all those things. I have a full video on how to choose colors on the channel as well. So guys, anytime you want to find a specific tutorial or a specific topic that I've covered before, you just type the topic, for instance, how to choose colors, and add my name to it. So how to choose colors, Innocent K. Boateng. If I have a video on that, it is going to pop up and then you see it. Watkins Allen says that putting picture together to get a good background is the problem. Yes, I understand your frustration. It takes time, Alan. It really takes time. You need to practice a lot before you get good at it. But hopefully, going forward, we are going to, once I figure out a better setup to do the live, a thing or two, at least you've heard something, at least you've come to know of something, and that is the main goal for creating this channel and making these live sessions. I would request to send my work to you to at least rate me if you don't mind. The network is not networking. Anyway, here is 12:30 a.m. It's time to rest, so I'll see you next. All right. Thank you so much, Esther, for tuning in. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I really appreciate your support and the love and everything so far. You guys are the best. Thank